Init parameters, initialization parameters vary out, right? Which after which tag? After Soulet class, before Soulet close. Context parameters after web app tag, before Soulet opening only, before Soulet opening only. That's what. After remaining, no need to write, dash write it here. So before Soulet only you ought write, after web app you ought write. After web app, before Soulet. Is it over? Driver, URL, user, password. Now I configured as a context parameters. Okay. Is it over? No done. The above initialization parameters common to all Soulets like login Soulet and registration Soulet. Only two Soulets are there. The above initialization parameters are common to all Soulets in that application. The above context parameters, sorry, initialization I given context. The above context parameters are common to all Soulets in that application. The above parameters, the above context parameters can be retrieved in a Soulet by using the following method. The above context parameters can be retrieved in a Soulet by using the following method of Jakarta.Soulet context interface. The above context parameters can be retrieved in a Soulet by using the following method of Jakarta.Soulet context interface. Jakarta.Soulet context interface. Is it over? Method name, same method name is there. Interface different. Method name same, no change. Method name get init parameter only because this is also initialization only. But interface name different. It is context. That interface name config. Same method name get init parameter. Same is there. Parameter, return type, everything same. Here name of the parameter you have to pass. Here value of the parameter comes. See, you studied already object creation order by web container. Object creation order by web container. You studied, no? Remembered or forgot? First, which object created? Solid context. First, solid context. Second, the object creation order by web container. 4 steps I given, 4 lines. For first, second, third, fourth. First, solid context. Second, user defined solid. Third, solid config. Fourth, solid request and solid response. That order. Now, solid context, when it is created, whenever web application is deployed, then only created. That is for common to all applications. Next, user defined solid when it is created, when first request comes. When solid config is created, whenever init method called. Init method, when how many times called? That is one copy created for every solid. Solid request and response. Every request. If 1000 requests means 1000 copies created. Okay. Now context one for all web complete web application. Config every solid different. That's what memory is different. I'll give notes that one also. I'll give again. Now here context parameters common to all solids in a war file. Now in that war file, how many solids are there? 2. Login solid. Both can use now. But how to use? First context is required. Now context is required. How to retrieve context parameters? See. Here. This is config. Now context is required. Solid context. Some SC equal to config dot get solid context method is there. After getting with SC, with this SC you have to call SC dot. Like this. Now context we have to import it. Now if I run, little bit change. Right click. Run on server. Save. Now see here. Homepage.html. Registration. See, successfully executed. You got a registration 6F. Now login. Login also you can modify. What you have to write here? First, solid context. SC equal to config dot get solid context. So with this config, we are getting context memory. After this, string S1 equal to SC dot get init parameter, because method name same is there. Here, driver. Next, string S2 equal to SC dot get init parameter URL. Next, string S3 equal to SC dot get init parameter username. It should match. If you write user write username. Okay. Get init parameter. Password. Okay. Now then we have to remove this S1, S2, S3, S4. See, now you can run login program also works. If you want to change the database, where you have to change now? XML. Now context parameter, one time only. Now homepage.html. Say login. See, clear? Now these programs, these concepts I have to explain. Now next write it. Is it over? Next write it. Solid config versus solid context. Solid config versus solid context. One side solid config, one side solid context. Solid config versus solid context. First, it is created by web container. When it is created, whenever init method is called. It is created by web container whenever init method is called. Context, whenever application is deployed, deployment time only. It is created by web container it is created by web container whenever web application is deployed. On server. It is created by web container whenever init method is called. It is created by web container whenever web application is deployed on server. It is created by web container one per solid. It is created by web container one per web application. It is created by web container one per web application. So this memory, it is specific to solid. This memory is specific to solid. This memory is common to all solids. So some memory allocated, no, that memory is specific to solid. This memory is common to all solids. It is used to retrieve initialization parameters. It is used to retrieve initialization parameters from web.xml file. It is used to retrieve context parameters from web.xml file. This memory common to all solids in a war file. In that war file only, other war file cannot access. This memory is common to all solids in a war file. Other war file cannot use. Is it over? Say, config is created by web container whenever init method called. Context is created by web container whenever web application deployed. When you click on deploy button, context created. When you click on deploy button, only context created. That is entire application same memory. That is one per web application. That is to retrieve context parameter we use. But this is whenever init method called. But every solid init method will be there. No? That's what every solid separate. Config is every solid separate created. That is used to retrieve initialization parameter. That's what it is specific to solid. That memory that solid only can use. Other solid cannot use. But this memory, all solids in that war file can use. That's the difference. Now, these programs you didn't write no solid programs. That's what solid config example. Okay. Otherwise, solid config example. After that, solid context example instead of left side, right side. No, solid config example. Right. Only just init method code I'll give. Now, solid config example. Write this one. Solid config example. It is solid config example. Context example I'll give. Context example. Say public void init config. Only this part. The remaining code same. Login solid, resistance solid already written. No? In that you can attach. Is it over? So here using solid config reference, we called init get init parameter. Okay, this is config example. But context, you have tried another way. So next solid context example. Solid context, one line extra. Config dot get solid context. Here config context reference. Here you have tried SC. Remaining same. Right, this one. Solid context example. First, we have to retrieve context. With that, we can access. But method name same. Get init parameter. So you have seen request parameters. You have seen initialization parameters. You have seen context parameters. Request parameters, we are retrieving from HTML page. Initialization parameter, context parameter from XML. Now, if you want to change the database, what you have to change? XML file. Solids are now database independent. Your solid programs are database independent. Any database. Solid program, one character also no need to change. Okay. Tomorrow, solid forwarding, solid including, solid redirecting, these concepts we'll see. Tomorrow we'll see, Ganesh. SQL Plus is not showing in laptop. Himanshu. That means Oracle not installed. Yeah, notes I'll share in Google Classroom. Context parameters, notes. This is context parameter nodes. Next, login program. Yeah, annotations also we can use. Getting blank page means you have to check the request parameters and database fields. MySQL separate jar file is there. Abhishek, for this error, you copy OJDBC 6_g dot jar or 8_jar in Tomcat lib folder. Yeah, parallelly you can learn Spring. OJDBC 6 is not there. You take OJDBC 8_g. If you are getting blank page means that is your mistake only. HTTP servlet request error means you need to configure server first. Namespace also one concept. It is module type. Only error in build path, error in servlet program means I cannot give answers. For learning Spring Boot, Spring basics required. OJDBC 8_g, some differences are there. You take 8G or 8_g. If it is working, continue. That is Oracle related. XML file, Bhuvaneshwar Rao. You click on source. There, source and design will be there. I think you open design. One tab will be there. Tab. Source and design. Here. See, source, it is design. It is source. It is design. Now, any other doubts? Now, we'll see continuation tomorrow.